When the most powerful leaders on Earth gather together in one place, the political tension is immediately baked into the room. Earlier this year, the G7 summit kicked off in the French city of Evian-les-Bains. The agenda was supposed to be tightly focused on global security and trillions of dollars in economic policy. But in the middle of these high-stakes negotiations, cameras caught what looked like a casual, quiet moment between Donald Trump and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni sitting together at a table. That quiet moment exploded hours later. Trump went on Italian television and claimed that Meloni had desperately begged him for a photo opportunity, saying he only agreed to do it because he felt sorry for her. With one televised comment, the cooperative facade of the summit collapsed. The focus instantly shifted from global strategy to bruised egos and shattered diplomatic protocol. Italy's response was immediate. Their foreign minister abruptly canceled his upcoming diplomatic travel to the United States. He was scheduled to attend a highly lucrative business and investment forum in Florida, meant to secure major transatlantic deals. Instead, he stayed home. Meloni herself took to social media to fire back. She publicly rejected the claim, telling Trump to focus on his own popularity. Her priority was the sovereignty of Italy, not catering to his ego. To understand the weight of this standoff, look at this chart. Italy accounts for 12.5% of the entire European Union's GDP, and they conduct over $100 billion in bilateral trade with the U.S. every single year. So why would a sovereign European economic powerhouse intentionally risk a massive financial relationship over a high school-level comment about an Instagram photo? The answer actually goes back to April. The animosity we saw at the summit actually started over a severe military disagreement. During the crisis with Iran, American strategy relied on U.S. bases inside Italy to strike targets in the Middle East. But the Italian government delivered a blunt refusal, denying the U.S. military the use of their airspace and bases. That denial severely crippled American operational plans. It left Trump scrambling for alternatives and deeply frustrated by what he saw as disloyalty from a crucial NATO ally. Italy had drawn a hard line. They proved they were no longer willing to serve as a passive staging ground for unilateral American military action. The situation escalated when the rhetoric turned apocalyptic. Frustrated by setbacks, Trump issued aggressive warnings, threatening to entirely wipe out opposing civilizations. That language triggered an ideological backlash. Pope Francis publicly condemned the rhetoric, stating that targeting human civilizations in war is a fundamental violation of ethics. Instead of backing down, Trump aimed his frustration at the Vatican. He openly criticized the Pope, a move that alienated the Catholic Italian public and united the nation behind their prime minister. By the G7 summit in France, the damage was done. Behind closed doors, European leaders collectively sidelined and ignored Trump during their informal gatherings. Carrying months of bitterness over the military denial and the Vatican spat, Trump used the only tool he had left at that table. He weaponized a viral photo to publicly reassert his dominance over Meloni. Trump used the photo to publicly settle a strategic score. He weaponized a personal insult to punish Italy for the military standoff. Back in Europe, the fallout was clear. Both the Italian government and their political opposition rallied together, applauding Meloni for refusing to be bullied. The friction between Rome and Washington traveled 4,000 miles away, landing directly in the middle of Indian domestic politics. Indian opposition leaders watched Meloni's fierce public pushback and immediately began using it as a weapon against their own prime minister. This split screen illustrates the argument. Left, Italy publicly fights American disrespect. Right, a blank space represents times Trump insulted India while its government remained completely silent. The opposition asks, if a smaller nation like Italy stands up to American humiliation, why does India tolerate it? In an instant, a localized dispute over military bases and a photograph was suddenly shaping political discourse on the other side of the planet. The televised jab in France ultimately provided a specific blueprint for the Indian opposition. Today, a friction point between two allies can transform into a domestic political weapon halfway across the globe.